Welcome to Train Sim World Reviews, where we are going to be taking a look at the good, the bad, and the ugly of the DLCs released for the popular Train Sim World games. Today we're going to be exploring the Sand Patch Grade route, a challenging and scenic line based in the USA, crossing over the Allegheny Mountains. This route was originally released within the CSX Heavy Haul Edition, but is now available as a DLC for those who don't own the original Train Sim World game. Sand Patch Grade comes with 3 locomotives and a variety of freight cars, but is this DLC worth your money and time? Let's find out. The good! The Sand Patch Grade route is a realistic and immersive simulation of the CSX operations on the Keystone subdivision. The route captures the beauty and the challenge of the Allegheny Mountains and the variety and complexity of the CSX freight services. The route is well designed and well detailed with accurate and authentic scenery, singles, stations, and landmarks. The route also features a realistic weather system offering choices in day and night cycles, seasonal changes, and you can experience different weather conditions such as rain, snow, fog, and thunderstorms and see how they affect the visibility and traction of your train. The Sand Patch Grade route comes with 3 CSX locomotives, the AC4400CW, the SD40-2, and the GP38-2. All 3 locomotives come with one other alternative color variant paint scheme. The AC4400CW is a powerful and modern diesel-electric locomotive that can haul heavy and long trains over the mountain. The SD40-2 is a classic and reliable locomotive that can handle a variety of duties from mainline freight to local switching. Just don't expect to use your SD40-2 to get yourself over the mountain all by themselves. The GP38-2 is a versatile and agile locomotive that can perform shunting and yard operations as well as participate in freight hauling across the mountains. All 3 locomotives are fully interactive and detailed with realistic sound, physics, and controls. You can operate them from the cab or from any of the external camera views. The route also comes with a selection of freight cars such as hoppers, covered grain hoppers, box cars, tankers, auto racks, and intermodal containers. You can couple and uncouple them, apply and release their handbrakes, load and unload them at various locations, and you can also customize your trains by choosing the number and type of cars, delivery, and the destination. The Sand Patch Grade route offers a variety of gameplay modes and scenarios for you to enjoy. You can learn the basics of the locomotives and the route in the training mode, where you will be guided by a voice instructor. You can also take on challenges of the scenarios where you will have to complete various tasks such as hauling coal, delivering intermodal trains, switching cars, and more. You can also create your own scenarios using the scenario planner, where you can choose the locomotive, the cars, the time, the weather, and the starting and ending point. If you prefer a freer, more flexible gameplay, you can try the timetable mode, where you can drive any train on the route at any time of the day. You can see and interact with other AI trains on the route and also switch between different trains and locations using the map, or just simply sit back and watch all of the action from the engineer perspective. The Sand Patch Grade route also features a journey mode, where you can follow a series of scenarios and services that are linked together by a story and progression system. You can earn medals and rewards as you complete the journey and unlock new features and content. The journey mode consists of hours of activities divided into 4 chapters, each of these focusing on different locomotives and a different aspect of CSX's operation, from switching to long haul service. On-foot travel gives you the opportunity to explore the environment where the train cannot go, including picking up route-specific collectibles. The Sand Patch Grade route also supports free roam mode, where you can spawn in any train at any location on the route and drive it without any restrictions or objectives. You can also explore the route at your own pace and enjoy the scenery and sounds, along with using the sandbox option to set the path, the destination, and the AI trains for your experience. Let's look at the bad. The Sand Patch Grade route is not without its flaws and limitations. The route is quite old and outdated, as it was the first route released for Train Sim World back in 2017. The route has not received any major updates or improvements since being included in the Preserve/Legacy collection, and it shows some signs of aging and wear. The routes lack some features and functionalities that are present in newer routes, such as the adhesion physics, the dynamic weather system. The route also has some bugs and glitches, such as missing sounds, incorrect textures, along with faulty couplers and switches, among other glitches and bugs. The route was exclusive to CSX Heavy Haul Edition, which cost $29.99 on Steam, but now as its own downloadable content, it continues to hold that same $29.99 price tag. Due to its history as being the first route available, Sand Patch Grade is available for every Train Sim World iteration, but not every locomotive was included for every iteration. For example, the CSX GP40-2 never made the transition to the Preserve collection, thus it's only available on the Heavy Haul Edition, while the CSX SD40 in blue and gray was only available for Train Sim World 3, DLC as part of the new Journey offering, but not offered within the older iterations of the game, such as Train Sim World 2 or the Heavy Haul Edition. The Ugly! The Sandpatch Grade route is a very difficult and demanding route, especially for beginners and casual players. The route offers players guaranteed long and slow journeys, which can take hours to complete and can be very tedious for some. The route features steep grades and curves which require careful throttle and brake management, as well as standing and dynamic braking. The route comes with complex and realistic signaling and speed limits that sometimes forces the players to make unexpected split-second braking decisions unless you memorize the route experiences beforehand. In many cases, this requires your constant attention and vigilance to monitor the ammeter, the brake pipe pressure, the track grade, and speedometer, ensuring that they are all consistent with the situation on the ground. The Sandpatch Grade route, being based on CSX's signaling system, requires some in-depth learning to understand, and many prospective players may not take the extra time to learn these, creating unnecessary misinterpretations of why the train does not move and why the train cannot stop. The DLC's included tutorials do not offer additional insight into the signaling or the engine controls, leaving you to figure out the missing pieces to get your train moving from the start to your destination. Because the DLC's tutorials do not always explain how to drive the train realistically, the DLC assumes you've already got some basic train driving knowledge, leaving beginners of American freight quite frustrated. The route is replete with high levels of realism and authenticity, but at the same time includes features that don't always work logically, which can be overwhelming and confusing for some players. The route requires learning the use of realistic and advanced controls, such as the alerter, the dynamic brake system, the independent brake versus the automatic brake, the MU2A valve, the cutoff valve, and so on. The route benefits from having some knowledge of technical terms such as HEP, DPU, EOT, or the AWS. Despite not knowing those, you could probably get away with running the train. However, you will still be frustrated because some things may not work as intended due to those technical terms and not knowing what they actually do. The route poses challenges when driving more than one engine, such as driving with 4 engines, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. This particular configuration is known as a multiple unit setup, which requires special steps not clearly explained in-game to make sure these engines are synchronized and working together. Is the Sandpatch Grade route worth it? That depends on your preferences and expectations. If you're a fan of CSX and American freight trains and you want to experience the challenge and the scenery of the Allegheny Mountains, or just simply want a route with a variety of freight rolling stock along with in-depth scenarios and timetables, then you will likely enjoy this DLC. Given Dovetail Games put many of their DLCs up for sale, it may be worth the time to wait for a future sale before purchasing. Though if you do pay full price, you will receive a mostly complete gaming experience. If you are looking for a more modern and updated freight route with more features and functionalities, along with a better compatibility with the latest Train Sim World game, then you might want to consider skipping this route for now. Of course, the choice is always going to be yours. That's it for this bit of Train Sim World reviews. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful in making a future DLC purchase decision. If you did, please leave a like, give me some comments, and subscribe for more Train Sim World content. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.